Hi guys! Today we'll be painting these radishes. I really had a lot of fun in painting them, and I'm very happy with how they turned out in the end. Now, without further ado, let's dive right in. I'll start with scumbling on just some of the basic tones. Scumbling is just going very lightly over there. Just it's a bit easier to get some shapes down. Let's try to keep this painting a bit loose, shall we? With some bigger shapes in there. Showing the strokes a bit and trying to keep it simple. Let's have a look at those leaves. With these bit grayish greens, as I mixed also. Let's scumble some paint on there, lightly. Later on we will refine, just getting in some mass. This is all to be painted over later on. And here you have some of those more vibrant greens. Still just scumbling it on lightly. Adding a touch of white. Make it that chunky color. I think it's already time to introduce some of that background color to create some context. See basically that the background is getting a bit of that green glow. And please note that all these shapes, they're not final yet. It's just getting a basis down. Time to move on to a smaller brush again. This one, not really happy with this angle yet, so I'm just going over it slightly around there. Now it looks like it reflects a bit the light there. Fine. And this one a bit bigger. This needs to be a bit more round. I think that does the trick. Let's get in some of those greens as well. Putting a bit darker there adds also some of that depth. And as this dark mixture are two transparent pigments, and the alizarin crimson and the phthalo green, you need to put it on quite thickly. Otherwise it will shine through a bit. Now that kind of killed the roundedness of my that will do. And I'm really not too concerned with exact detailing here. I want to keep this simple, easy, and that you know as a viewer what you're looking at. That's my aim. Now, once I've achieved that for my feeling, then I think it's succeeded. And that's when I want to stop painting this piece. Because otherwise, I could be here all night painting these little radishes. Trust me. And that's often the trick. I know when to call it done. Just adding a bit of black to my mixtures. That it's not really a black, but more of a gray. That does give a bit more touch to it, a bit more depth. This one, actually, I want to have a slightly more reddish color. And reddish as in redder and not the veggie. And later on I can always go over these edges to blend them a bit more if I want. Just putting some dabs of color between to emphasize on the fact that it's not one big mass, but it's more like a leafy type of thing. This is actually all background up, but a bit glowing with a green. This is a bit blendy area. It's also nice to indicate reflected light with this color, actually. Because of its grayed down nature. I'm using it a bit sparingly though. This is actually a very dark part. I'm putting my dark red mixture there very carefully. Here I'm blending a bit with the shadows. bit of a lost edge feel there. I do encourage you to play around with your brush, to follow forms and shapes. You'll see that it's fun. And that you can, by doing so, actually very easily create a convincing effect. Is this nerve going like this? Or vein, I don't know how you call it, but you know what I mean. Here we see some extra light hitting through. Just to put some more depth at a few points throughout the piece. Here and there, I'm just going to add some of that yellow in the paint here to create that very warm glow. Like the sun is lighting it up from behind. And while doing so, I'm slightly blending it. Look at that. You can really tell it's hit from behind that see-through leaf. You know, the phthalo green is also very nice to mix with white, because it gets this very cool turquoise color to accentuate the light play. They're really typical for radish. Now they have a red part and they have a white part. As you can tell, handling a brush for these very nitty-gritty details is always quite a task, of course. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna make this part a little bit darker. middle one has too much shine. So I'm going back in to refine, to simplify. Make it easier on the eyes. I use this a lot for clay, and this is basically a rubber pin which I can use to also scratch out some thicker. So be careful here with moving on to the red parts. First wiping off the paint of the background, otherwise it will get all mixed up with my red. Do like that effect. The devil is in the detail, just don't overdo it. This is nice for those people who like to get really up and close with your paintings. Appreciate those little details. There we go. Thanks for watching.